I generally do not prioritize the projects themselves per se. I may prioritize the task, but each project generally has its own priority as they are for a specific internal or external customer. And those projects will already have a commitment placed on them at the time that they're committed to. So generally, I would use that as my guide. If I'm evaluating a newer project, I will generally take into account how long that project will take, the amount of resources required, the amount of time to spin up and slowly, wind down that project and allow time to correct any issues that have been found. I'll take that into estimation and then propose that to the stakeholders and allow them to confirm the proposed timeline. Um, and we will generally include that in our previous priority. So, yeah. Yes, I am very accustomed to working multiple projects at once. Um, in fact, it is something that I pride myself on, managing multiple tasks and multiple projects without, heavy management intervention. Generally, as those projects will come in, I'll communicate a timeline expected on those. And if for some reason I see that something will cause a disruption to the priority given to those previous projects, again, I will circle back and make sure all parties involved agree with the proposed timeline. And if they do, we move forward. Otherwise, we reshuffle what we have. Once we're all in agreement again, then we move forward. Well, generally, we start with a problem. So we'll define the need of the stakeholders. We'll confirm with those stakeholders exactly what they're looking for. And then at that point, we will do a discovery. And each of these processes we will document. We'll document exactly what the ask is, who is asking for it, as well as why they're asking for this. And then we will confirm the request through a discovery process. And then from there, build a requirement document that will define how we propose to solve the issue or build this new application that will bring value to the company or to our customers. And those items will make sure they're documented and saved in a general location that can be shared with any of our stakeholders at any time. Yes, I do have experience with workflow documents. I have developed numerous workflow documents in the past or modified workflow documents as needed. Yes, I have implemented new processes. Um, Again, one of the things that I will cover with our stakeholders is exactly what was covered in the old process, what the concerns were with the old process, and then detail what exactly is needed to make this new process successful. And then from there, build our requirements to ensure that we meet those needs. And developing new processes is something that I find exciting and interesting. And I enjoy working on projects where we have those type of improvements that are needed. Oftentimes, projects are not completed in a silo. In many cases, I feel that the goal of an ISPM is to fulfill a business need. And in order to fulfill their needs, it requires effective communication with those business teams. So, some of the ways that I communicate with those teams is ensuring that they have regular access to the documents so they can talk to other teams about some of the changes that they are requesting, ensuring that they have access to the presentations for the project. I also schedule regular meetings with our business teams as well as our technical teams if needed. Um, I ensure that our technical management teams are in communication with the business team and that we cover concerns regarding scope, the team's trajectory, as well as project risk on a regular basis. I oftentimes realize that some business teams can find IS work a little boring. So I try to keep them engaged and interested and ensure that I'm speaking in layman's terms when communicating with them and taking the time to follow up with them to ensure that they're understanding some of the questions that are coming from the technical teams. I think in many cases that can really facilitate better communication between the groups. When I'm not in the office, one of the things I love doing is hitting hiking trails. I love going for a walk. One of my favorite hiking trails is Radnor Lake. It's just, a really beautiful environment to get some fresh air. I like to explore the different walking trails and waterfalls near the Tennessee area. And outside of that, I really have enjoyed traveling in the past. It's not something that can be done right now, but once those things open up, it will be something I will enjoy getting back to.